2.3 million people are asking this question right now. Who is your Aloka? But when they try to answer, something breaks inside them because millions realized, I don't have one. Or worse, I've never been one. By the end of this video, you'll answer this question too. And it will either heal you or break you, maybe both. Because when 19 monks and one street dog reminded us what loyalty looks like, millions couldn't stop crying, not from sadness, but because they finally saw what was missing.
Today is February 5th, 2026, day 103. Right now, the monks are walking through Fredericksburg, Virginia. Highway US 1. Frozen feet, warm hearts. 3 days ago, it dropped below zero. Wind chill brutal. But they kept walking. Bhikkhu Pannakara wrote this morning, another day walking in cold weather, but we met so many warm hearts waiting for us. And he said something else, something that's breaking people open. The flowers you bring us are beautiful, but the peace blooming in your hearts when you welcome us, that is the true gift we receive. Read that again. The peace blooming in your hearts, not the flowers, not the gifts, not the attention. The peace. When was the last time peace bloomed in your heart? Not showed up, not visited, bloomed. Like a garden you forgot you planted. 6 more days into Washington, D.C. Until day 108. But your walk.
The question went viral. 2.3 million posts. Who is your Aloka? But nobody's really asking about a dog. Aloka is the one who doesn't abandon, even when you can't give anything back. When the whole world says give up. When it makes no sense to stay. When it's inconvenient, expensive, painful. Aloka is loyalty without reasons. And the reason millions are asking this now? Because we realized everything in our world is transactional. Relationships? What do I get? Friendships? Are you still useful? Family? As long as you don't disappoint me. We calculate, we measure, we weigh. And then a dog appears. A street dog from India, rescued, walking 2,300 miles with Buddhist monks. And 3 times he jumped from the support truck. His paw was injured, bleeding. The monk said you need to rest. And he jumped, because he wasn't going to let them walk alone. The pain didn't matter. His own well-being didn't matter. He chose presence over comfort, loyalty over logic. And when millions saw this, something inside them shattered. Because we remembered, unconditional loyalty still exists. We just forgot what it looks like. Let me tell you about Maria. Houston, Texas, single mother. Son Daniel, 12 years old, nonverbal autism, hasn't spoken since age 3, terrified of dogs his entire life. When the monks walked through the park that morning, Daniel did the impossible. He walked up to Aloka, alone, put his little hand on the dog's head, and stayed there, still, silent, for almost a full minute. Maria wrote this, "My son looked at me, not through me, not past me, at me. For the first time in 8 months, he looked into my eyes, and I broke down crying right there in the park." Aloka didn't do anything special, didn't bark, didn't jump, just stayed there, accepting the boy exactly as he is, without trying to fix him.
Without needing him to be different, just being present. And in that silence, a barrier that had existed for years shattered. Maria continued, "For 9 years I tried to fix my son. Therapies, medications, specialists, trying to make him normal. And that morning, watching the monks walk in silence beside Aloka, I thought, what if I just walked beside him, without trying to change anything, just being present?" So she started walking. 30 minutes every morning, complete silence, alone at first. She didn't ask Daniel to come, just walked. On the 3rd day, he came outside and walked beside her. No words, no holding hands, just walking together. 3 weeks later, he reached for her hand and held it. For the first time since he was 4 years old, her son held her hand. She wrote in the comments, "Who is my Aloka? My son with autism. For years I tried to fix him. Now, I just walk beside him."
And for the first time in 9 years, he's holding my hand. Presence without agenda. Acceptance without conditions. That's Aloka. Something happened today that you need to hear. A little girl, maybe 6 years old, standing on the side of the road in Fredericksburg. She wasn't there by accident. She was waiting for the monks to pass. When they walked by, she held out a piece of paper, a drawing she'd made herself. The venerable stopped, asked her what it was. She said, "It's a picture of love." He smiled. "How long did it take you to make this?" She looked up at him. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. To plant a seed of compassion in her own heart. To become someone's Aloka without even knowing the word. To teach 19 monks that love doesn't require years of training. Sometimes it just takes 5 minutes. And a crayon. Her mother stood behind her, crying quietly, because she knew.
Her daughter just learned something school will never teach: how to give without needing anything back. A woman commented something that captures the pain of millions. "My Aloka was named Ace. He passed away 10 days ago. For 12 years, he was my family." She carried this grief alone, in silence, with shame. Because society says it was just a dog. Get over it. And here's something that will make you angry. In America, you get bereavement leave for a parent, spouse, or child. 3 days. For a pet, 0 days. You're expected at work the next morning. As if it doesn't hurt. As if 12 years of unconditional love simply don't matter. She wrote this. "I was ashamed to cry. Ashamed to still miss him. Ashamed to admit the loss hurt as much as losing any human." And then she saw something that changed everything. She saw 19 Buddhist monks stop a 2,300-mile walk. Stop everything.
To care for an injured street dog's paw. They raised $14,000 to bring him from India, to treat him, to not abandon him. Someone commented, "Why so much money for a dog? People are starving." And another person responded with something that destroyed me. Exactly. If we only help when it makes sense, it's not compassion, it's calculation. Real compassion is illogical, disproportionate, inconvenient, exactly like Aloka. When she saw that, her pain was validated. For the first time in 2 years, the monks taught this. There's no such thing as just a dog. There is only love. And where there is love, grief is sacred. If you cry for an animal, don't be ashamed. The monks are crying with you. But something more heartbreaking happened. Millions answered the question, "Who is your Aloka?" My mother who raised 5 kids alone. My husband who stayed when I had my breakdown. My AA sponsor who answers at 3 in the morning. Beautiful answers. Millions of them. But in the comments, there was another pattern. The people who couldn't answer. A man wrote this. "I realized I don't have an Aloka. Nobody in my life would walk 2,300 miles for me. And worse, I've never been Aloka for anyone either. It wasn't the dog that broke me. It wasn't the monks. It was realizing I live without unconditional loyalty in either direction." Another person. "I watch this video every day, and every day I cry because I can't name one person. And I'm terrified nobody has me." This. In a world of 8 billion people are sitting completely alone. But then something beautiful happened in the comments. A man wrote, "I don't have an Aloka, but after watching this, I'm going to be one, starting today, for my brother." And another, "I cried because I realized my dog was my Aloka, and I never knew it. I'm calling my parents tonight." the realization isn't just pain, it's also awakening. Think about this. We live in the most connected era in human history. Smartphones, social media, instant messaging, and millions of people can't name one person who wouldn't abandon them. And maybe that's the real pain behind the tears. It's not about the dog. It's not about the monks. It's about looking at your own life and asking, where is the loyalty? Where is someone who won't leave when I'm difficult, when I'm broken? And finding no answer. Millions are completely, devastatingly alone. And when they saw a street dog who refused to abandon monks he barely knew, they cried because they saw what they don't have and what they've never been. So the real question isn't who is your Aloka? The real question is, whose Aloka are you? Because maybe you don't have one. Maybe you're sitting there right now realizing you're alone. But you can be one. And that changes everything. Being Aloka doesn't mean having money, doesn't mean having free time, doesn't mean being perfect. Being Aloka means 3 simple things. I am here. I see you. I'm not leaving. Even when you can't give me anything back. Even when you're at your worst. Even when everyone else gave up. Even when staying makes no sense. I stay. Not because you deserve it. Not because it's easy. Not because I'll gain something. I stay because I chose to. The monks didn't abandon Aloka because he was special.
Always here for abandonment reach too.
They didn't abandon him because they decided. We don't abandon. Choice, not feeling. Maria didn't feel like walking with Daniel every morning. Some days she was exhausted, but she chose to walk. Every single day. Aloka didn't feel like jumping from that truck with an injured paw, but he chose to be present. And maybe right now you're thinking, I don't have an Aloka. But look around your life. Really look. Is there someone who needs you to be their Aloka? Your elderly parent you haven't called in 3 months? That friend who's depressed? Your sibling everyone gave up on? That neighbor who lives alone? Someone in your life is sitting alone right now, wondering if anyone would stay. You can be their Aloka. You don't need to walk 2,300 miles. You don't need $14,000. You just need to show up. Call once a week. Walk 30 minutes beside them. Say the words, I'm not leaving. Stay when it gets hard. That's it. That's Aloka. And maybe by becoming someone's Aloka, you'll discover you're not as alone as you thought. Or maybe not. Maybe you give and never receive. But you'll know. You'll know you were the light in someone's darkness. And that matters. Right now. Stop the video. Go to comments. Type one name. Your Aloka. Or whose Aloka you'll be. I'm reading every single comment. And so are 684,000 people who need to remember loyalty still exists. Go. Type the name. Now. Because by answering, maybe you'll realize you were never as alone as you thought. Or maybe you'll realize it's time. Time to become the loyalty someone is desperately searching for. The monks arrive in Washington, D.C. in 6 days, February 10th, day 108. But the walk doesn't end there. Because now, you're walking too. All of us are. Every single person watching this is walking right now towards someone who needs us. Or away from the loneliness that's killing us. You have to choose. Be someone's Aloka. Today. Not tomorrow. Not when you have more time. Today. Now. Before you run out of time. Richmond was day 100. Thousands in the streets. Crying. Transformed. Washington is close. 6 more days. But the real walk is eternal. And you're already part of it. So walk towards someone today. Show up for someone today. Be present for someone today. Choose loyalty when everyone else chooses convenience. Choose to stay when leaving is easier. Be Aloka. The world is watching. The walk continues.
And you're part of something so much bigger than you realize. Peace touches peace. Heart meets heart. And it starts with you. Right now. Today. Go. Be someone's Aloka. Before it's too late. Peace.